It's all a lie. It's all a lie. They lied to you, who you are, what you believe you can and can't do. It was all a lie. If that is true, then what would that mean? How different would your life be if you could rewrite it all? How powerful would that make you? In this video, I'll show you how you've been telling yourself a story that may be a lie, one that makes up your beliefs, your actions, and even dictates your biology in your body. We won't stop there though. I'm going to tell you how you can edit your story today to create lasting, sustainable change and something you can be proud of. This may be the reason why you feel stuck. This may be the reason why you don't feel satisfied in life, because things are not lining up. You know that things are a lie. You know that nothing is working right. Something just doesn't feel right. And it's because you are not in alignment with your true self. You've taken on a story and beliefs and thoughts and habits from others around you, from what we've learned through the TV, through just education, through our community, our environment. These are things that we've learned, but it doesn't mean that it's for us. For that time period, it's useful to protect ourselves, it's useful for whatever the things are. But the reason why you're feeling like something's not right, something's missing, it's not satisfying anymore, is because you're not in alignment with who you are going to be, with your future self, your higher self, which is you acting as a higher version of yourself instead of the lower version of yourself that settles, that lives in survival mode, that's into defensive mode all the time, and that's just working so much and doing all these things and not feeling satisfied. So to get to your higher self means you're coming into alignment with your soul, who you truly are. And to do that, you have to learn yourself. We have to unlearn. We have to get rid of these beliefs and things like that and relearn. And when we relearn, then we come into alignment with who we truly are. And it becomes more satisfying and fulfilling. It can be sustainable because it actually resonates with you. You feel like, yes, this is it. This is why I come out here. Because this is, for me, this helps me. This pours back into me. This is a place to reset my mind. It's a place to relax. It's a place for me to listen and to get information that is needed for me in that time. It's time that I spend with God. It's time, the source of all creation, this is time that I spend in nature, who is provided for. It just is. These trees are still here. They're growing strong and steady. And that reminds me of what I need to be reminded of and gives me hope. And for you, you have to find what that thing is for you. Where can you find that at? Well, you have to start changing things. You have to do things differently, and it's going to be uncomfortable. But in the uncomfortable times, in that uncomfortable feeling, is growth. When I work out, it's not fun to lift heavy when I can't get it up and it hurts and it's painful. But that stretching is stretching my muscle to get bigger. And now that it's bigger, I'm stronger. And now that I'm stronger, I can lift heavier. I can do other things. I won't hurt myself as much because I stretch and I do the weights. So now I can lift those things when it comes time to lift those things. And I can bend over and do those things when it's time to do those things. But if I didn't keep up with that, then my story would be, I'm not strong. I wouldn't be able to do that. But now that I do that, I can do those things. So my story is different now. I don't want to prolong this any further. Let's jump right into it. I am going to share a little personal story here in the middle of the video. But for now, let's get right to it. What is story? Your story is your internal narrative. It's how you describe yourself. It's your past memories, and it's what you believe is possible. A belief is, I'm not good with money. A character trait, which what I would say in my videos is, I was a workaholic. A behavior loop is something that you repeat. And your story includes all of these: your beliefs, your character trait, and your behavior loops, your habits. So if we can change our beliefs, a habit of thinking, and we can change our character traits, how we say we are, how we identify, then these are loops that we are reprogramming. These are patterns that we repeat over and over. That's all this really is. A program, a system, is something that is repeated automatically. So in order to change those things, we have to interrupt it. We have to know what we want to insert in there, and then we have to allow it to process, allow it to get into the rhythm for it to be ingrained and sustainable. That's going to take time. That's trusting the process. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the sacred pause, which, if you're hearing this, you're one of the first to hear about this. But that process is a sacred pause. So let's jump back into this. A story is basically an invisible script that you follow. It is based off of your experiences, what others told you, and what you believe is possible. Socrates said that the unexamined life is not worth living, which basically means you should examine life. You should ask questions. You should seek. But the thing is, what if the examined life that you're seeking and you're asking questions for is not real? Then what do? Well, we create our own story based off of what we believe is true. If that is not real, then what is true? Well, we continue to seek. We continue to learn ourselves. We continue to ask questions. We continue to experience other people who are experiencing this life with us to come to conclusions. We read things, we learn, and we just continue to do that. That's a part of the growth mindset. Now, some of you are going to have some pushback, but I'm going to tell you this. A good plot twist can change everything. Now, the plot is what is happening to the character. In a book or a movie, it is how they grow. When the plot changes, it introduces conflict, and then the character has to make a decision. And based off of the character's past, the character traits, the personality of that character, it's what they will do when they're presented with these things that happen. Now, here's the thing, is you're presented with things in life and you're not satisfied right now, which is why you're watching this video. It's not satisfying. But the plot doesn't necessarily change. It's the character that changes. It's the story that changes. Now, when the character changes, it triggers something and the plot starts to adjust, starts to change. It makes things react differently around you. Now the story changes. It's like a chemical reaction. It's a process. AlcheMentor. That's what I call myself online. This YouTube channel is AlcheMentor Lab. I am teaching you how the unseen chemical process, the unseen process that happens around us through our thoughts, through our emotions, through your physical body moving through this world, reacts together with all of the things that are happening. So your plot is the outside. It's what's happening outside of you, and you're able to react to it or respond to it. We'd rather respond than react, but we have to learn how to do that. And through that is our beliefs, our habit loops. These are our character traits as a character. But our belief is based on the story that we think is playing out because of all the expectations, because of the other stories that people have told us from their experiences and what they believe and what's been passed down from generation to generation in your culture, in your community, whatever that thing is. So now you have this belief, and that is dictating how the world around you, how the universe responds. It responds to you. What would it change if you knew that the world responded to you? It responds to how you show up in the world. So if you could show up differently, how will the world respond to you differently? This is an unseen chemical reaction. This is an unseen reaction of elements coming together and changing through thoughts, through things, through emotions and vibrations that we send out, and then we receive and we interpret it. But that's what this video is about. It's how you're interpreting what you're receiving, and it's your ability, your power, it's in your hands to choose how you want to see it. Now, there are other steps in between, and I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to give you 3 steps that we can change our beliefs, we can change our story. And they're very simple. Simple is not easy. Life is simple. It's not easy. It's simple, but you have to intentionally and consciously show up and choose it. So let's get right into it. I know a lot of people don't like a lot of the woo-woo, so I try not to go too far into that. I will eventually on these videos, but for right now, I'll introduce a little bit of science. Something that we do know is neuroplasticity. Your neurological system. It's everything that's firing in your body to tell you how to do the things, and it's habit, it's a pattern that's happening in your body. And so the saying that they have is that neurons that fire together wire together. So you can rewire your brain, you can rewire for new habits. You just have to start getting them to fire together. And we do that by trying new things. When you start to try new things, it makes your brain and your neurons fire differently. And then you have to continuously do that. That's why practice is important. You got to put your reps in. So with neuroplasticity, basically your brain changes based on repetition and beliefs. Then there's this thing called like a self-fulfilled prophecy. Basically your RAS system is when you start to think of something and you start to see it around you all the time, it's because your brain is noticing that more so. Which means what you believe influences how you react, how you act to certain things, what you actually see, and the results that you get. Then we go to epigenetics. This is all the science-based stuff before I get into any woo-woo. Epigenetics basically means that based off of your environment and your perception of the environment, it will change how your DNA responds. This is saying that what you believe and perceive literally changes your biology. These are underlining subtle things, but you go into a certain environment and you feel different. You start to look different because that environment changes you. This is epigenetics. It's something on the ends of your DNA, if I'm not mistaken, it's on the ends of your DNA, and it is how your DNA expresses itself based off of perception in your environment, environmental factors. Now that's science-based, factual information. You can look it up if you want to. Now we're gonna get more to the spiritual side of things. You are a co-creator in this world. You are not a victim. You just need to be aware of the tools that you have in your hands, your tools, your ability, your power that you have, and also the laws of the universe. These are things that you cannot change. They just are the laws of the universe. If you don't know what those are, stick around. I will talk about those in another video. Let me know in the comments if you want to learn about the laws of the universe. And then we'll go into the fact that stories are spells. If we're reading words on a page, if we're writing words on a page, we're spelling out things, right? And spells create things. They put out a vibration, an energy, whatever it is, and it attracts those things. It says, it is written, it is so mote it be. It is saying that it is, when I write this down, when I read this, that it is factual. So that's why we have to be intentional about that. They say words are powerful. Power is in the tongue. If we know that, then we can change things. That is power. That is a tool that we have that we should be using. So basically, your story right now, if you're not satisfied, is a spell that you are under. You may not have chosen it. And you may consciously have chosen it because you've continued to perpetuate it. You've continued to go along with it. But now that you have this information, now that you know about the tools that you can use, you can break that spell. And now we can move forward with power and we can co-create with the creator, with the things on the outside that we cannot change. And then we change ourselves to then watch the chemical reaction and see what's going to happen and how the plot thickens. And then we respond in the way that we see fit from our highest self, choosing based off of what it is that we're trying to seek, what it is that we're trying to find out, what it is that we're trying to experience. And then I'll end it with this, your identity. I say that we are in an identity crisis. We keep trying to put these labels on things, but nothing's feeling right. And then we put it on and then we're like, wait a second, I chose this, so now I'm trying to identify with that. Like people that say, I'm a hot mess, or I'm crazy, or this or that. You put that on yourself. And now you have to live up to that. Now you're going to seek chaos subconsciously because it always happens to me, right? I'm unlucky. It always happens to me. You are putting yourself under that spell. You are perpetuating that. You're in that loop, that habit loop, that belief loop. Ooh, I'm spitting. You are creating more of that in your life. And that I gave you. Now, how do we change that? I got you. Don't worry. Stick around. Again, subscribe, like, comment this video right now. Motivate me to keep going, to keep making these videos because I know that it is important. And again, I want to help equip you with the right tools and resources to do these things. You don't have to pay for anything. We don't need a guru. We don't need, it's simple. And we just need to be consistent with it. It's just habits that we do daily, consistently. Choose it to show up. It's a priority to us. So the simple 3-step process to rewriting our story is we're going to observe, we're going to interrupt, and we're going to replace. That's it. That's all you need to know. Observe, take note, don't judge. Interrupt, change it, edit it. Be consciously aware of it and what you're changing and what you want to say to the best of your ability. And then we are going to rehearse it. We're going to continuously do it. We're going to make it a habit. So in order to observe, what we're going to do is we're going to notice the beliefs that come up automatically. That doesn't make us feel good. Something like, I'm always broke. People don't like me. Again, I'm a hot mess. These are things that come up automatically because you've been trained or you've done it to yourself so long or you've heard it so much that it's something that is automatic to you. So we observe it, we take note of it. Maybe I write it down, start writing them down so that you can notice it. Or you can just take note. I always say that I'm stupid. I always say that I can't do this thing. I always say that I'm gonna get sick or you're waiting on the other shoe to drop. Whatever the thing is, let's notice those beliefs and let's notice how we are talking to ourselves. No judgment. We've done that all of our lives. And that puts us back and that sets us back and it holds us back. So we're not gonna do that. We're just observing. Take note. That's it. Step one, just observe. Now, something you can do over the next few days, an action step about this observing, not just noticing it, is you can do a journal prompt. So let's say at the end of the day, you're gonna write, when I mess up, what do I tell myself? And start to write it. Write down the things that you've observed throughout the day, and then say, are these things something that I would want my younger self to say to themselves? And if not, start to write some things that you would want to say. Start to write some things that you would say to yourself, or you would say to your friend, or you would say to your child when they mess up. What are those things? Start writing those down so you can see the opposite of it. And you can start to think, what would I say to myself? What would be something that would make me feel good to where I would continue on? I won't stop. I won't freeze. I won't go into depression and close the doors and stay at home. What is something that would inspire me and motivate me to continue to go? And start thinking of those and writing those down. Now, step two is to interrupt the pattern. Now, this, after you've done the journal prompt, because that helps, or you've just observed, now we want to interrupt. Once you started observing, you're not judging yourself, we can interrupt. When I start to think of those things, nobody likes me, I'm gonna say, whoa, I like me. I know that this friend likes me. I know that my partner likes me. I know that my dog likes me. I know that even if not, I like me. I'm showing up fully as myself, and I'm proud of myself. And I am doing the work. Small, slow steps, but I am doing it. I am better than where I was. I'm better than yesterday. Look at me now. I'm choosing to do better. Pat yourself on the back. Hug yourself. Give yourself a high five. I'm not joking. I do these things. You're encouraging yourself. You're retraining yourself. You're reprogramming yourself. When you do this, scientifically proven, for all you people who like the science, physiology, that's a good thing. That always means something good, right? When you hug yourself, it makes you feel good. It's physiology. So try them out. So when you interrupt, you're going to stop and say, that's the old story. I'm no longer that person. I'm a new person. And so let me edit this. What would I say? Something, whatever your old thing is, nobody likes me, but I like me. And the right people will find me. I will attract them. I don't need to chase. I will attract. We start to do that. This is a habit that you have to form. It's not going to happen overnight. This is something that you continuously have to train yourself to do. We only are going to start with, let's say, 3 beliefs, 3 of those old thoughts, those old storylines that we used to tell ourselves. And then we will retrain ourselves on those, and that's it. We're not going to try and do the whole story and the whole dictionary of things that we've told ourselves. We will start with the 3 main ones that we constantly come up when we mess up, when we don't feel like we're enough, or we don't feel loved. What are those things that we say to ourselves? And then we're going to try, and we're going to work on, we're not trying, we're doing it. We're going to work on retraining ourselves on the story, on the script, the new script. When you're an actor, you don't just know the lines. You have to get into character. Maybe even go watch some of these actors when they practice. They have to get into character. They get the script, and then they say, as this character, how would they say these things? They're going to come with some emotion, your state, which I talk about that a lot. Go watch some of my videos on state, changing your state. When we change our state, then we open up to the possibilities. We can hear, we can listen better. We can listen to ourselves and know. And when we know, then we can show up. And when we speak those things, then we feel confidence behind it because we know. It's a process again. This is all a part of the process. The sacred pause, and the sacred pause is time. This is your time to change. This is your time to realign. It's your time to notice, to let go of the old, to incorporate the new, and to practice it. And now you embody the new. Step 3 is to replace and rehearse. We want to replace those beliefs, those habit loops, and we need to rehearse it. This means that we have chosen a new identity. We've identified those things, and now we're going to say it out loud. I would say something like, I'm someone who honors my time, which means I set healthy boundaries. I also plan and prioritize those things that are important to me. And then the rest of the things after that can get done, but I honor my time. I will say no if I need to say no. I'm also someone who speaks with clarity and power. If I'm someone who speaks with clarity and power, my state, when I say that, I have to be in a higher state. I can't be like this. I'm someone who speaks with clarity and power. No, I change my physiology. I change my state internally. I get into a state where I feel clear, and then I can state those things. Something else that you can change, just an example, is instead of saying I'm so inconsistent or I procrastinate, we can say that I still show up even if I'm messy and even if I miss a couple of days. I still show up. These are things that will empower you. Now, if you don't really know where to start, even after all this information just feels like a lie, you're feeling overwhelmed at this moment, that's okay. I've created a quiz that will help you. This quiz is a self-discovery quiz. It will help you find out what kind of seeker you are, what season are you in right now in your life, so that you can start to change those beliefs and those habits. When you take the quiz, at the end, you'll get results on the ending screen. And then you're also going to get an email that goes more in depth on those results. And that email is going to tell you a belief or two that you can start to change. And then it's going to tell you a habit to do, something that you can start to change over the next 3 to 7 days. And this is a good starting point for you. You'll either be an explorer, a connector, a leader, or an overcomer. Now, we can be all these things. These are just different archetypes that you can show up as. And right now in the season of your life, you may be more so of one than the other. Like if you're a leader, you probably carry a lot. So you're gonna say, I carry a lot. But a habit that you can change is actually asking for help, which I know can be hard, but you can make it a point that over the next week, you will ask for help. No matter how small, no matter if you feel like you need it or not, you're going to try to start to have a new habit of actually asking for help, thinking about what it is that you could use help on, and then finding someone to help you with that. It could be as big as helping with a bill or something like that, or it can be as small as someone in the grocery store helping you find an item. Whatever the thing is, this is just something that you can start to do, a habit to get you more comfortable with changing the way that you think of the world and what's happening around you, and also changing the way that you respond, react, and tell yourself things. And then you're going to start to see proof because you're doing those things. Someone will start to help you. And then you're going to start to see proof. And then if you continuously do that over time, you're building more proof for yourself that these things are possible. If you want to take that quiz, the link will be in the description. I think I'll try to also link it somewhere here on the video. It'll be a little pop-up. And you can go to my website, bornvital.com, bornvital.com, where you can find all the information to get started on living a healthier lifestyle, a more holistic lifestyle, something that is sustainable. Just remember, from this moment on, you can write your story however you see fit. Now imagine seeing yourself, this character, in a different place, wherever your ideal place would be that you want to visit, a new home, sitting outside drinking coffee. Who's around you? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? How's the weather? Is the sun out? Is it rainy? How does that feel for you? It could be something as simple, like I said, as drinking coffee on your back porch and having peace, no pain, feeling calm. Or you could be on a sailboat in Thailand, partying, chilling, doing whatever you want to do, traveling the world. Whatever that looks like for you, you can start to dream it. Let's daydream, let's use our imagination. But we're going to implement those steps to actually physically bring it into our world. We're going to allow that chemical process that we cannot see. We're going to observe the old. We're going to interrupt it because it's not like that image, like that daydream I want. It's not like that boat, right? So I'm going to observe, I'm going to interrupt and say, whoa, my boat self, don't talk like that. And then I'm going to rehearse, I'm going to repeat so that I can create a new loop. What would my new self say when I'm out there? So if you're ready to start writing your new story, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss any more videos like this. I'm going to be diving deeper into this as we go throughout the rest of this month, the rest of this year. Actually, this is something that I'm going to consistently be talking about because it's so important. It's our identity. Like I said, we are in an identity crisis. And if we're basing life off of someone else's story, that is a waste of your life. And it is sad. And that's why you do not feel fulfilled right now. It's why you're not happy. It's why you feel lost. It's why you feel stuck. Because you're trying to fit into something that is not meant for you to fit into. And now is the time to observe, to pause. We're going to interrupt. And what is it that we do want to see? Who is it that we want to be in this new world that is happening? It's already happening. It's here. How do we want to show up? What do we see as possible? Don't take someone else's word for it. Use your own judgment. We are going to start writing on purpose, not by default. We're not going off of default anymore. This is purpose, which means there's work there. There's work to be done. It is simple. It's not easy because you have to continuously show up, even in this world, how it is right now. This is reality, but you can start to change your reality. You can start to manifest things. It is a subtle reaction that happens around you, but you have to be consistent with it so that we can start to incorporate those new things into our body, into our beliefs, into our vibration, into our rhythm. You have to do it continuously. You have to find what it is that works for you, what it is that you are seeking. This is a journey. So join me on the journey, subscribe, like this video, and comment. What is a belief that you want to change? What is something in your story that you want to change? Let's talk. What is more information that you want to know or you're not really understanding in this process so that I can help you out? I want to help you out. Let's start to change our stories. When we start to do that collectively, do you understand how powerful that will be? It will be. So be it, because it is. It is done. You're watching this video. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate it. Look, subscribe. Don't miss out on any more. I'm going to be diving into what's next, the sacred pause. That's what I talked about, the sacred pause. You don't want to miss that. Go ahead and subscribe. Love y'all. Continue to shine on. I'm trying not to fall out here in this water. Those fish have been jumping this whole time. That's what I've been looking at. Y'all take care.